Good morning, students. We are already in the chapter Migration, Types, Causes and Consequences. That is chapter 2 of part B book, India, People and Economy. So in the last class, we already seen about the history of migration, in migration, history of in migration and out migration from different places of the earth, that is from our neighboring country or different countries of the Asia. Lots of people will migrated into the India in different phases. We already seen all these different phases, and we also seen the statement given by फारूक गोरखपुरी that लोग आते गए और कारवा बनता चला गया. We already seen these things. Then we discussed about Indian diaspora, means people from India who migrated out in different phases. Like during the first phase, people migrated as a plantation worker or a laborer. Then with second and third phase, semi-skilled and then the knowledge people were migrated to different developed region of the world, and all these people forming the Indian diaspora. So we already looked into these things. We need to start the migration from here today. Okay, we already know about the census. Our first complete census took place in 1981, and from that time itself, from the 1881 itself, migration was the important part of our census. Okay, so migration was added as an important component of our census. So whoever concerned person who is collecting the data for in relation with census or for census always used to include questions like whether the person in front is migrated from some other places or whether he is born at there. So with time passes after independence, mainly there was some sort of amendments during different census after independence. Like in 1961 census, there is an addition of two important components like the place of birth. That is question we are asked related with whether the person whose data is collecting, whether the person whose data is collected is born at the same place or he is migrated from some other places. In case he is migrated from some other places, then the place from where he is migrated is a rural area or a urban area, village or a town. Then the duration of residence if born as elsewhere, means if person is migrated to this place from some other places, then the duration of stay of that concerned person at the न्यू प्लेस, मीन्स वेदर डेटा इज कलेक्टेड, मीन्स अभी जहाँ डेटा कलेक्शन हो रहा है वहाँ पे अगर कोई आदमी कहीं और से माइग्रेट करके आया है तो कितने दिनों से वो उस प्लेस पे रह रहा है. सो सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वेर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन 1961 सेंसस. देन अगेन इन 1971 सम एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन लाइक द प्लेस ऑफ लास्ट रेसिडेंस एंड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ स्टे at the place of enumeration. Enumeration is what? Enumeration means if somebody migrated from their place of origin or place of birth to new place and created some sort of infrastructure into the place of destination or new places, then that new place or destination place will become a enumeration for concerned or given person. आप एक जगह से दूसरी जगह अपने प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ से आप किसी दूसरे सिटी में माइग्रेट किए और वहाँ पे आपने कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट कर दिया. मान लो आप पटना में बॉर्न हुए और दिल्ली में आप माइग्रेट किए और वहाँ पे आपने अपना घर बना लिया. देन दिल्ली बिकम प्लेस ऑफ इम्यूमरेशन फॉर यू. ओके, सो इन सच अ वे that additional data were allocated that the person, like the information about the place of last residence. So in case of enumeration, person, residence or person is not fixed. In such a cases, it was considered like job of the person is transferable. So all the things is compared with enumeration place. What it mean? इससे पहले वो आदमी कहाँ पे कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाया, कहीं अपना घर बनाया या कुछ बनाया है इससे पहले या नहीं बनाया, तो अब उसके जो प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ है उससे ना कंसीडर करके लास्ट इन्यूमरेटेड प्लेस से उसको कंपेयर करते हैं. सो दैट्स वाई इन 1971 सेंसस information regarding to place of last residence were asked, and then the duration of stay at the place of enumeration. So such kind of information were added in 1971 census. Then in 1981 census, some additional information like a reason for migration, why people migrated from their place of birth, or why people is migrated from their place of enumeration. Okay, such kind of questions were introduced and modified in consecutive censuses. So there are following questions were asked on migrants, like the questions like, is the person born in the place in this village or town, means whether a person is living in a village or town. If somebody went for data collection, he will ask that whether the person is born at this place or not. If not, then further information like he is migrated to this place from rural area or urban area, the status of last place or place of birth, then name of the districts or state. If the person is migrated in from outside India, then in that case the name of the country of birth of the concerned person. Then the second sort of question can be asked like, has the person come to this village or town from elsewhere? क्या आप इस जगह पे किसी और जगह से आए हैं, आप कहीं और से आके यहाँ शिफ्ट किए हैं? इफ़ यस, इफ द आंसर ऑफ द पर्सन इज यस कि हाँ मैं किसी और जगह से आया हूँ, then further questions like previous place is rural area or urban area, name of the district, name of the state. If from outside India, then in that case name of the country, like information were asked or incorporated by census data collecting agencies. One of the important thing is reason for migration, why the people migrated from their place of birth. So such kind of data were introduced and collected with time passes. The Census of India, migration is enumerated in two bases. In the Census of India, migration is enumerated on two bases, that is on the basis of place of birth. If the place of birth is different from the place of enumeration, known as the lifetime migrant. So in case of transferable, as I already told, transferable job doing person, in such cases such kind of information like the place of their last residence, in case it is different from the place of enumeration. Enumeration is where infrastructure is created. I already explained these things. And second is place of residence. If the place of last residence is different from the place of enumeration, known as migrant by place of last residence. So such kind of information is included. Now if I ask a question like what are the percentage of total migrant in case of India according to 2001 census, so as I know that total population of India was around 103 or 102.9 crore at the time of 2001 census. Out of these 103 crore, 30.7 crore people, around 30%, were reported as the migrant by place of birth. If we look into the cases of migrant by the place of their last residence, it will be even higher, that is around 31%, approximately 315 or 31.5 crore, 315 million or 31.5 crore Indians were migrated from their last place of residence. So such a huge data is there. Now the next thing which we need to consider is stream of migration. It is basically related with whether the people is migrated from rural to rural area, or rural to urban area, or urban to rural area, or urban to urban area. So these are called stream of migration. It is studied on the basis of these two figures, figure 2.1a and figure 2.1b. 2.1a is all about intra-state migration by the place of last residence, indicating migration stream as per 2001 census. So it is all about intra-state migration. 2.1b is all about interstate migration. So intra-state migration means migration within the same country or same state. So within the same state, if some people migrated from rural to one rural area to other rural area, or one rural area to urban area, or urban to rural area, or one urban center to some other urban center, such kind of data is shown with this figure. Whereas if one move out of state, that is between two states, in that case this interstate migration will comes into picture. So just see it here. There are two shades. Lighter shade is for males and darker is for female. Here the four different streams of migration over the x-axis, that is rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to rural, and urban to urban, were discussed. Just see it here, 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 here. So these four different streams will be discussed with number of migration or number of migrants in millions over the y-axis. So y-axis is showing about number of migrants in millions, and x-axis are showing different streams of migration. Just see it, a few facts pertaining to the internal migration within the country and international migration out of the country or into the country from some other country. So international migration is of two types: out migration and in migration. In case of out migration, people from India moves out of our country, and in other case, some other people from outside India comes into India. So such sort of things were presented here. Under the internal migration, four streams, as I already told: rural rural, rural urban, urban rural, and urban urban. So four streams of migration are there. Out of 315 million migrants as per 2001 data, that is around 31% of the total population of India, enumerated on the basis of the last residence, 98 million had changed their place of residence in the last 10 years. So he's saying out of total 315 million, that is 31.5 or approximately 30% of the total population of India, nearly 98 million, means 9.8 crore people had changed their place of residence in last 10 years. Out of these 98 million, 81 million were intra-state migrants. So what is saying? Is saying that if we look into the data of last 10 years, that is between the two census, that is just between the two census, that is the census of 1991 and 2001, last 10 year. Then what is there? It's showing that total 98 million people has changed their place of residence. Okay, and out of these 98 million people, 81 million were just the intrastate migrants, means within the same state. They migrated from one place to other within the same states. Rest were interstate. The stream was dominated by females migrants. Even this 81 million intrastate migrants, main dominating force of migrants or main migration causing body of the society is females, and that is mainly because of marriages. So within the state, because of marriage, females has to shift from one place to other. So here too it is shown in this figure too, that rural to, especially in rural to rural, or in all the four intra-state migration, females always outnumbered males. That is because of marriages. In rural to rural also, rural to urban also, urban to rural, and rural to urban in within the same state. If there is any sort of migration, so female is always more in terms of migrating as comparison to the males, especially in case of interstate migration, and the main reason is marriages. On the other hand, if we look into the interstate migration, the driving force is in search of employment. Society does not want to marry their girls outside their home states. So they fears, that's why even here rural to rural, that is from rural background of one state, females were married and migrated to rural background of some other states. So in that case, females outnumber males, means more females are there. So that the reason behind this is mainly what are the reason? Reason is mainly underdevelopment, illiteracy. People were not knowledge. So rural area of one state, people even without thinking, without understanding much, they usually just married their daughter to rural to male of rural area of some other states. So because of that, because of unwillingness or unknowledge or illiteracy, such an outcome is here, especially in case of rural to rural interstate migration. Interstate means one state to other. Whereas as the literacy, knowledge or the urbanization increases, especially in case of rural to urban or urban to urban and urban to rural, in these three cases male are more in number, or at least male are just equivalent or equilibrium with the females. So data is not the same as in case of intrastate migration. Here female completely outnumber males, but here data is mixed. So distribution of males and females migrants in different stream of intrastate and interstate migration is represented in these two figures. It is clearly evident that females predominate the streams of short distance rural to rural migration in both type of migration. So in both the type, intrastate and interstate, in both the cases, especially in terms of rural to rural migration, female is always on a higher side. Female number of females for migration is always on a higher side, and that is basically because of illiteracy, underdevelopment, not knowledge, information and awareness is not there. So these are the main reason behind it. Contrary to this, main predominant the rural to urban stream. So if we look into, in case of rural to rural, female is there and main reason is marriages. Whereas in case of rural to urban migration, it is just, picture is just reverse and picture is just contrary. Here male is more in number in terms of migration as comparison to females, and that is because of economic reasons. That is because of search of opportunity, infrastructure, willingness, lifestyle, because of these things. Okay. Apart from these streams of internal migration, India also experiences immigration from and immigration to the neighboring country. Figure 2.1 represents the detail of this. So it's saying that if you look into this detail here, this table 2.1, immigrants by last residence from neighboring country by all duration in India 2001. So this is showing that country total international migration from neighboring country. If you consider the total international migration of India, number of immigrants and percentage of total immigrants. So just see the table here. Total international migration is about 51 lakh people in absolute number, which is 100% of the total immigrants. And out of these, migration from the neighboring country is near about 49 lakh. Out of 51 lakh, 55,000, 49 lakh were the migrants from the neighboring country. And this constitute near about 95.5% of the total immigrants into the India. So if you look into the in-migration from the outside the India, we will find that most, near about 95.5 or 96% of the migrants or immigration is from neighboring country itself. And that too, if you look into the different neighboring country, the highest figure is from Bangladesh. Near about 60% of the total migration in India is from Bangladesh, and that is the reason behind this issue of CAA. So illegal migration or illegal immigration issue is there, especially in Northeast Assam region, and that's why this problem of NCR, National Citizen Register, and that's why this NCR and CAA issue arises. CAA is Constitutional Amendment Bill, CAB or CAA, Constitutional Amendment Act and Constitutional Amendment Bill, that is to resolve the issue of these immigrants itself. And second, NPR, National Register of Citizens. So that are created first time in India in the state of Assam, and that is because of illegal immigration from Bangladeshis into the Northeast, especially Assam. So you can understand from here, I just linked it. The other issue or other immigrants into the India is from second, just see the second largest is Pakistan, 19.3. Third is Nepal and then Sri Lanka. These are the major immigrants into the India. According to 2001 census, it was recorded that more than 5 million people have migrated to India from other countries. So this table is again repeating here. 5 million means near about 50 lakh. Out of these 96 people, neighboring country Bangladesh is just 3 million, that means 30 lakh, which is near about 60% of the total immigrants into the India, followed by Pakistan, near about 9 lakh, then Nepal 5 lakh. These three contains maximum of the share. Included in this is 0.16 million refugees from Tibet, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran and Myanmar. So who are the refugees? Refugees are the people who enters illegally and then registered themselves that they are having some sort of issue in their home country, and that's why they want a kind of saran. Hindi में बोलते हैं saran लेना, शरणार्थी. तो वो इलीगली इंटर करके गवर्नमेंट को इन्फॉर्म करते हैं कि देयर होम कंट्री में उनके साथ बहुत इशू था, अगर वो वहाँ रहते तो उनका बहुत ज़्यादा उनके साथ एक्सप्लॉयटेशन होता उनका, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस दे वांट टू सरेंडर इन this new country. So in that case they become refugee. If they did not inform, they are illegal immigrants. Okay. As far as immigration from India is concerned, so it is outside India, means Indian people immigrated out. It is estimated that in such cases there are around 20 million people. So into the India is approximately 5 million, outside India is, means out migration is more and even huge. Out migration outnumber in migration by 15 million. 15 million means 1.5 crore. Okay. So out migration is 20 million people of Indian diaspora spread across 110 country out of total 212 country. Out of 212 country, near about more than 50% of the world countries, Indians were spread. Indian diaspora has an access across the 110 country of the world. Spatial variation in migration. So for geographer, this is important factor. Spatial analysis means area-wise analysis, coordinates, especially latitude, longitude, and different aspects of geography. Some states like Maharashtra, Delhi, Gujarat, and Haryana, that is all the western states and developed states of India, attracts migrants from different other backward states like that of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. This is universal truth. We are seeing in this corona time also, from all these western states, the labor class or migrants were returning back to UP and Bihar. Maharashtra occupied the first places in the list of this, means Maharashtra has the most number of migrants from all over the India. Okay, with approximately 2.3 million net in migrants. 2.3 million, approximately 23 lakh net in migrant are there in Maharashtra, followed by Delhi, Gujarat, and Haryana. So second number is Delhi, then Gujarat, and then fourth is Haryana. On contrary or on the reverse side, Uttar Pradesh has maximum out migration, that is 2.6. So if Maharashtra has most in migration 2.3 million, the most out migration is in case of Uttar Pradesh, even more than Maharashtra figure. So Uttar Pradesh have out migration of minus 2.6 million. And then second comes Bihar with minus 1.7 million, means 26 lakh people were migrated out of the UP and 17 lakh people were migrated out of Bihar. Among the urban agglomeration, if we consider directly the urban centers, some sort of big cities or urban, smart cities, mega cities, Greater Mumbai is the highest. Means Greater Mumbai received the highest number of in-migrants, followed by Delhi and different other agglomeration. Intrastate migration constitute a largest share of it. These differences are largely due to size of the state. So in case of Greater Mumbai or in case of Mumbai, what we see that especially in case of Mumbai, intra-state migration is more. What it means? Means in case of Greater Mumbai, most of the migrant or most of in-migrant into the Mumbai or Greater Mumbai is from Maharashtra itself. Outside India, the most number of people migrated towards the Delhi. But in case of Mumbai, it is mainly the intra-migration from Maharashtra itself. And that is because of the large size of Maharashtra state itself. Maharashtra is a huge size state. Maharashtra has a huge population too, and that's why whole of the Maharashtra there is a huge migration or in bulk migration is there towards the Mumbai. Okay, so this is regarding, these are the news. Chalo Delhi mantra is there from the migrants of Uttar Pradesh farmers. So different news readings and news cuttings are there which shows the level of migration in India. So this is the figure all about spatial variation in migration. Then comes causes of migration. So what are the different causes of migration? You can see it here, push factor and pull factor. We already studied these things. We already seen these things. So just see it. What are there? What is here? People generally and economically attached to. People generally are emotionally attached to their place of birth, but millions of people leave their places of birth and residence. This could be because of variety of reasons. The reasons which forces people to move out of their place of origin are called push factor, whereas the reasons which attracts the people towards place of destination is called pull factors. We already seen these things. These reasons can be put into two broad category. Push factor, these causes people to leave their places of residence or origin. Places of birth, residence, origin, places of their living, agglomeration, these things. So all these factors which forces people to leave their original place is called push factor, whereas pull factors which attracts the people from different places. In India, people migrate from rural to urban area mainly due to poverty, high population pressure on the land, lack of basic infrastructural facilities like healthcare, education, etc. So it's saying about, especially in case of India, mainly the rural to urban migration is because of poverty in the rural area. So this poverty in the rural area is a push factor. Same way, different push factor in rural areas are high population pressure on the land. So farmers have limited land and population is increasing. So all can't do and all can't survive by doing just farming over the rural land. That's why few of the people or few member of the family were shifted to other occupation, leaving farming behind. So this is basically considered that high population pressure on the land, and this will also act as an push factor for the place of origin. Same way, lack of infrastructure facilities like the health facility, education facility in the rural area or the village area is one of the important push factor. Apart from these factors, natural disaster etc. like some sort of issues related with flood, drought, cyclone, storms, earthquake can cause an out migration or all these things act as a push factor which force people to move out of the place of origin. On the contrary or on the reverse side, the pull factors of the place of destination where the people use, which attracts the people to shift towards these area or these cities are mainly the better job opportunity in the place of destination, availability of regular work and regularly higher wages at the place of destination, better opportunity of education, better health facilities, better sanitation facility, sources of entertainment at the city's life or city area. These are acting as a pull factor in place of destination, and that's why people used to migrate towards these places or areas. Examine the region of migration for males and females separately in figure 2.2. On the basis of the figure, it can be seen that region for migration of males and females are different. So after examining the figure 2.2 is saying, just see it, where is the figure 2.2? This is table. Yeah, it's there. Figure 2.2 is here. Just see it. Figure 2.2a and 2.2b is there. Is saying that different sort of factors are there, like work employment is shown with dotted line, then businesses cross star line with center vacant, then education with center filled, then marriages round vacant center, plus mark with move after birth, and negative mark for moved after household. So these are the different reasons for male migration, and in case of female migration the regions are comparatively different. Some regions are common, like work employment, business, education, these are common, but major factor here is marriages. All the rest factors are same with the male part, but major factor here is marriages, whereas in case of male, major factor is basically here the marriage become the minor factor. Here the major factor is basically moved with household, then this dark work employment is the major factor. Then first is the work employment 38%, then 25% is moved with household, then 16% is moved after birth, and then this 10% is others factor. So these are the major factors. Mainly in case of male, the main factor is marriages, and male factor is work employment and businesses. Okay, mainly the work employment and moved with household. And in case of females, it is mainly 65% is marriages. Okay, so these are the two important region of migration for males and females migration, which is shown in figure 8.2. On the basis of the figure, it can be seen that region of migration of males and females are different. For example, works and employment have remained the main causes of male migration. Approximately 30% of the total migration of males were because of work and employment, while it is only 3% for females. So work and employment is only 3%, can cause only 3% of the migration of females. Contrary to this, about 65% of the female migration or female moves out from their parental house is because of marriages. This is most important causes in rural area of India, especially the Meghalaya. Most important causes in the rural area of India except in Meghalaya. So he's saying this is the marriage is the most important causes of migration in rural area of India except in Meghalaya, where the reverse is the case. So in Meghalaya the case is reverse. So there, instead of female, males are mainly migrated because of marriages. So culture is different. Meghalaya culture says that there in Meghalaya there is maternity culture instead of paternity culture. Especially in case of Meghalaya, there is maternity culture. What it means? It means that in throughout India or in most part of the India, after the marriage, girl used to leave their parental house and they move towards their husband home or husband house. Whereas the case is just reverse in case of Meghalaya. In Meghalaya, there is maternity culture and male used to leave their houses. Male used to shift towards the female house. Their female used to bring up the, क्या होता है मेघालय में, देखो डिफरेंस को समझो। मेघालय में बारात लेके लड़की आती है, घोड़ी लड़की चढ़ती है। जैसे पूरे इंडिया में क्या होता है कि मेल्स बारात लेके जाते हैं, वहाँ पे रिवर्स होता है, वहाँ पे डाउरी मेल देते हैं फीमेल्स को। इन केस ऑफ मेघालय तो कल्चर जस्ट अपोजिट है। तो दिस इज द मेजर रीजन। ओके, इन कंपैरिजन टू दिस marriage migration of the males is only 2% of in the country. So what is saying, 65% of the total migration of females is mainly because of marriages, and the marriage is just a reason for only 2% of the male migration throughout the India. So marriage is just a 2% of the reason behind the migration of males throughout the India. So just reverse, case is completely reverse. So I am just stopping here. In the next class we will look into the consequences of migration. Economic consequences are there, then different consequences we will look into, demographic consequences, social consequences, and then we will look into environmental consequences and others. So is basically mainly the last two topics are left. We are left with consequences of migration only. So we will look into these consequences of migration into the next class. All the consequences we will see into detail. By that time, bye bye, see you in the next class.